if I lose these elections, I've been outspent completely. Champagne, I'll tell you something. We don't have to be a genius. You cannot tell me that all that work that was done in certain areas, if I take, for instance, the Prime Minister's constituency, Soufre, Choiseul, Grosile, Andre Miku, Andre Canaries, and one more.
And Guy, Cassius Alpes.
These 6 areas, to me, I cannot see how anybody could have lost an election based on what they had done.
So here's the difficulty.
So
the masses, who is the ordinary man on the ground, that listens to no radio, listens to no TV, he gets up at 5, hangs out by the street with another 4 guys, they drink a Guinness, a little shot, all day. This is where they stay. I want you to listen to that, Sir Michael. These 5 guys has 5 girlfriends. That's 10 people. Development to them is not something that is deeply interested in their minds. If they happen to get to a hospital, so be it. If they happen to drive on the road, so be it. But the total deep interest of the community's development is not them. Now, these same 5 guys, a guy approaches them on election morning. Remember, these guys don't work. They're not interested in the development. One guy approaches them with $2,000 or $500 on election morning and say, wait a minute, I have this $500. You go vote for me. You don't know if he's going to do it. But because he's never seen that money before, he will be sincere enough to go vote for you. And when he comes back with that red ink, he gets $500. This would be a better interest to him than roads and health centers and everything else. This is what this has come down to in St Lucia. This is what St Lucia point. And these people are in the majority. You're talking thousands and thousands of these guys that hang out on the streets. They are in the majority. This fight will always be that way. If UWP, and I'm not saying they should go down that road, but it is something UWP have to look into very seriously. Not into giving money, to make the message get to these people down there on the streets that it is much better to develop your communities than to take $200 until 5 years. This is my take on it.
But isn't that illegal?
It is illegal, but how do you stop it?
But there's a guy, I got a video of a guy giving money in the Cicero area. The number of the vehicle which he was driving is in the picture.
Yeah, but that's just only one guy. The guys have the agents going all around from the constituent. This is where we lost the election, you know.
But from this one guy, you can probably get information, but you know.
You're not going to give us.
There's no question.
Par for the course in St Lucia.
That something very unusual took place. You know, in my preamble, you hit the nail on the head. Because I encompass what you said in one statement. The narrative of the Prime Minister in bringing St Lucia another level was not accepted by the ordinary man. Because he probably did not understand.
He never paid attention to it.
He never paid
attention to it, Sir Michael.
You see, and that is the importance of education.
Yes, sir. I have said on my program, because I witnessed this in 1997, Von Luis, he paved every street in Castries, repaved every street, every CDC building was reconstructed, every roof. And he almost lost his deposit. I brought that experience and I've said it here. Projects, I have said it a million times, while projects are great, they don't win you elections because of the way our people think.
But without cutting you short, don't forget, it was aided and abetted by the opposition driving that home.
Amen.
We don't eat roads.
That is right. And the people listen to that. Some of the people listen.
You know? And that's not the only thing they said, Sir Michael. In the case of the South, people were made to feel that any of these developments with these new high structures and nice shining buildings, they don't have any place in it.
No,
they would not fit into the new development. So in other words, that's not for them.
That's not for them.
You understand? That is for the bourgeoisie.
Can you believe
and
that?
their Malay. So that is not for them.
Can you believe that?
And the politicians were making them believe it's not for them.
And this is where we are, Sir Michael. The majority are these people. The other people that listens and wants to see St Lucia move forward with the Prime Minister's project, building a new St Lucia, is a very small minority. We are in the minority. These guys that get up their beds, if you go down Marshall right now, you would count at least 40, 50 guys just hanging out by the road. You think they're listening to this program? No, they're not. But if a guy comes on election money, he has $500, that is where they're going to go.
So, but
this is where we are going. This is where we are.
How come they were listening to Richard?
I dropped my daughter in the south yesterday.
Yeah.
And I came back up about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. I could not believe the pockets of people drinking alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
All on the road.
All along.
Celebrating.
Yeah.
Everybody had a red shirt.
Yeah.
Now that the SLP has won, you have all these people coming out.
Everybody's Labour now.
Everybody has become
Everybody's
SLP.
Labour, yes.
And you know, I went to look at the St Jude's Hospital on that road going in. Same situation.
Oh, yeah.
Rum shop
Yes,
after rum
yes,
shop.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Everybody, instead of going out there, drinking a set of alcohol and loud music and vans and all that kind. But it will last for a couple of days. The euphoria will soon be over. But you know,
our people, Sir
I
Michael,
took a little time to make some very short points.
Yes. I have been living in an area which is that type of area. I know it. I know how the people think. Development in that regard is not what's on their minds. They are about day to day. Our people live day to day. The man on the street lives day to day. If you cannot get down to you think the guys in the government today will go back to these very guys they gave $300 in Sufra and ask them? They're not going to see them again.
Tell you something.
They're not going to see
a similar situation as Marjorie's restaurant.
Exactly.
They went there for one day.
One day.
But they don't learn. But as they live now for now.
Our people live now for now.
And the country can never go. This is
Cannot
what the former Prime Minister tried to tell them. We have to create a new St Lucia. You cannot continue to keep your hand out and live on handouts. You have to build up your own nation.
How could someone disregard, Brother Josie, before Sir Michael goes to his preamble, how could someone disregard a health insurance as opposed to $300 an election morning?
Yeah, if you study it, you know. Remember Sir John said about 40 years ago in a budget address that WORK is the new curse word in St Lucia.
Whoa.
And it rhymes with the other word, which you love.
Yes, I know.
And that was 40 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, so that is literally in the culture now, you know, Champion.
How do we change it before? How do we change this? Do we get down to the ordinary man and explain to him, how would you do that?
You have to change the political system.
And how would you do it?
And I want to ask the question today of Dr. King, because one of the remarks Dr. King made, and I think it was a smart remark, but it was also a remark that somebody should take on and see what he is going to advise. Himself and Adrian Oshie almost made the same kind of statement. You have to change the political system so that people like that, young people, cannot wake up and just want to sit on the block.
Yes.
The political system can change it.
I was thinking about that.
But guess what? The Constitution alone will not change it. You have to have the backup of the people who are executing the word of the Constitution. So it will be interesting to see, because we cannot continue that way.
No.
And I believe that the opposition, if I know some of them well, maybe not so much the Prime Minister, but the people around him, who would not mind doing this to change the Constitution, and people would have to work whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
But I say no more.
All right. So, Michael, you wanted to do your preamble?
Yes. I tried to analyze the areas which affected the government for the last couple of years. The effects of COVID pandemic on St. Lucia, the economy, and the world was his worst enemy.
Okay.
The race card and economic class of the former PM was overemphasized for political purposes. Over and over and over.
Yeah.
Many underprivileged St. Lucians bought into the criticism of the SLP by way of downgrading and degrading the infrastructural works and also the new health programs in place by blinding those individuals for the nature of those works. The SLP ran a great campaign and became victorious. We live in a democratic society where the will of the people must be adhered to. For the common good of St. Lucians, the United Workers' Party promises to remain cooperative in allowing the nation to enjoy a sense of peace. We make these comments today based on the unfortunate behavior of the opposition and one independent candidate from 2016 to 2021. The constant opposition towards every project announced certainly did not augur well for St. Lucia. In fact, the continuous confrontation simply created mayhem. Another disturbing element executed by an independent candidate was his ability to retrieve confidential information from the Cabinet of Ministers on a weekly basis, which impaired the working relationship of government. When you have confidential information leaking out prematurely, and a man doesn't know what the outcome is, he can read between the lines.
Yeah.
Finally, Champagne, what did we see? We saw individuals who have been in the back rooms, like Claudius Preamble, Adrian Auger, Denise Sprenger, and the Archbishop, to name but a few, coming out to give their santo on what went on.
Yeah.
At the appropriate time. The deed has been done. We have a new administration. This is the sum total of my preamble to you today. Not very long. Food for thought. And we will open the lines a bit earlier today than normal.
Yeah.
So we can have a feedback from the public and we can do some further discussion.
Okay. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much. Mr. Josie?
Yeah, I've written some notes myself, Champagne, and I'll read them out to you. I have a duty and a mission, speaking for myself as a person and as an individual. My duty is to praise good work done, regardless of who did it. In this duty, I must first thank the Prime Minister, Alan Chastanet, for stabilizing the wrecked economy of St. Lucia, which he found in June of 2016. I must also thank him and his UWP team that worked so hard with him and with the people of St. Lucia who supported him and his government, especially after the attack of the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a real tricky situation, one that could not prepare a prime minister for attacking it. The pandemic was recently, as we saw, followed by a storm, Elsa. Elsa was not terribly devastating.
Have you seen that?
But it wreaked some damage. I also owe a duty to my brother Champagne, who has taken this radio job and has used it to enlighten those who listen to him. I owe a special praise, as I said, to Champagne.
Thank you.
Also, for starting this program, every day he begins it with a word of prayer. And I think this is very commendable, and it should not be lost on anybody who listens to Champagne. I said that I also have a mission. It is the same mission that I embarked upon in 1972 with the St. Lucia Forum before I entered party politics. Throughout my life, my mission has always been to teach and inform, even though I've never been a teacher in a school or a classroom as such. But Jesus Christ never had a classroom as such. To be a teacher, you can be an exemplar, you can explain things to people, you can do it every day to everybody you meet once it is possible to communicate with that person. To continue this mission, I will need the support of a proper radio station and radio and television station, and perhaps a regular published newspaper in which I can write. We have said, Champagne, before Sir Michael came in, that the elections were won with money. I believe it to be true. But I also believe that the 4 years of lies that were peddled by a certain radio and television host, getting scraps of information from a minister of the government at the time, and we know today who that person is, undermining the very government of which he was a part, for 5 years giving this guy information, and by drip, 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 drip. If you have water dropping, even on metal, the metal will rust after 5 years. It will destroy even metal, just drop by drop. And this is what has happened to this country. The lies drip, drip every day. That is why I told you the boys on the block may not be listening to you, but they will listen to the drip, 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 if not from the person directly on the radio, but from their friends and maybe even their parents. What should we expect from the new SLP government? Will they give people money as they were asking Prime Minister Shasney to do? Will they stop the road projects? Will they build a smaller terminal building at Hiwanora as one of the experts suggested that they do? What will they do? No one knows for certain, and they themselves are not sure. But one of the things we know, there are so many bright boys inside there that we can expect not to have this government work as smoothly as we would wish. But I wish them well, and I know there's one thing I can say for sure and depend on in the interest of St. Lucia. I have known Mr. Calix George Sr. for many, many years. Many, many years. And when I was a student at St. Mary's College, I lived at the start of Rockhall Road going up, and he lived at the top. And I used to go to his home occasionally to look at the microscope, to have him explain things to me, especially in botany and biology. So this is a guy who has helped me from the time I was about 15, 16 years old. And we are friends today. I hope it will never stop. We'll never stop being friends. And one of the things I know for a fact is that he supports Philip Pierre, maybe more than he supported anybody else in the Labour Party. And I hope to God that the Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, today will look back at Calix George and all the advice, positive advice Calix has given him, and have Calix George as a special person to continue to advise him. If he does that, that is, if the Prime Minister does that, I think I can say with confidence that the country will work in a certain way. But then, I'm also aware that there will be other ministers trying to push him around and tell him what to do. There's a senior minister of all who has failed the Labour Party, failed St. Lucia, and he's still there. I don't know how much his word will be worth over that of Calix George, who did not contest an election and who is not a minister. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Governor General, I have one word for him. Mr. Snack and I had our differences, but when I contested elections in 82, I think, and we lost, he invited me and offered me a position of senator. At the time, I didn't think I wanted to serve in the Senate. But he and I have always had a good relationship. When I left St. Mary's College, the first place I served was at the audit department, thanks to Mr. Venner, who was chief secretary of the government, appointed by England, and I met Neville Snack at the audit department. Julian Hunt used to work at the Treasury at that time, and we all three knew each other well. And I pray to God that Neville Snack gets the Queen's approval to leave that position of Governor General as soon as possible and not allow himself to be subjected to the ridicule that Honorable George Mallet was subjected. And that is two of my most urgent and important wishes this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, that I hope that Calix agrees and that he'll be strong enough to stay close to Philip Pierre. If he does that, I'm confident that this country will see some progress, because Calix is not that naive and an experienced man to stop any of the projects that the former Prime Minister was doing which will benefit the country. For example, Hiwanura Airport terminal. No smart, intelligent, experienced person can ever downgrade that terminal building. None will do that. Okay? And I hope to God that we continue on the path of the former Prime Minister and even improve agriculture, taking on board some of the things that the Green Party was saying, and I know Calix has a lot of time for Dikeris and one or two of these guys. The marijuana question will have to be handled with dexterity and with care, because the Christian, Catholics, and Protestants and things in St Lucia, I don't think we'll go for an open day sesame on marijuana selling and things. But there are medicinal properties in that plant, and I believe if it is handled properly, we can make progress in that direction. So for now, Champagne, I wish the government well. St. Lucia is my land, my home. I was born before almost everybody in this present government of the Labour Party. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm a St. Lucian before them, because I was there before them. And I'm not leaving my country and going anywhere. You know, God forbid that I should ever do that. I will spend the rest of my days here, so I want to see the country do well.
Yes, likewise.
So all of us can prosper. I may go out on a holiday, but I'm not going to leave St. Lucia for anybody. I don't care how bad it may get, if it gets bad. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, so Michael, where are the St. Lucian people if the government, the present government, would love to revalue or assess the airport, and they come up with an assessment and say, you know what, we have to downsize this, we have to change it, just like they did to St. Jude's. Where are the St. Lucian people in all of this? Wouldn't they have something to say about it? Because the airport terminal looks very beautiful. Yeah. Everything is in place.
There's nothing, first of all, the outside people can do.
But the people are the masses, Michael, the government.
Yes. There's nothing they can do. The people are in power. They have full control.
So, Michael,
the supporters will not say anything.
Let me go one step further. Let me go. With whatever deficiencies that we here today think that the SLP government may have, I can guarantee you they cannot touch that airport at all. They are not architects. You cannot downsize the airport. The way it's structured, the way it started, the foundation is there already. It has to go on.
Yes.
The only thing, Champagne, I can see them attempting, they may very well say, look, I don't want to put ideas in anybody's head, but there are different routes they can take and say, well, okay, fine. We can pay off the loan or get another company to take it over and operate it and take care of let them be the financing, so that it doesn't have to go through the St. Lucia government. But
that would be a sad day.
But even that will take a hell of a long time, and they would be ill-advised to go in that direction, because you have a project that's already in motion.
Yeah.
You have how it's being financed.
Finances
by
in place.
The
various
money
banks.
Coming from.
Yes.
It's not coming off the backs of St. Lucians.
That's right.
It's coming from foreign investment. It would be foolish to do that. So I think we'd even go in that direction. That is number one. The other one is the St. Jude's Hospital. I was there yesterday. The place looks fantastic. It's just a matter of now putting the internals.
Yeah.
I hope they can find the best way forward to finish the hospital. Dr. Anthony said he will finish it in a year. We'll see.
When did he say that?
Eh?
When did he say that?
He said that in his manifesto, one of them before. Okay. He did say that he'll finish the hospital.
In a year?
Within a year, yeah. What else? What else you found out? There was the airport.
Yeah.
Then you have what other projects?
You have the water project.
I hope they don't interfere with the Cabot project, which is well on the way.
Yeah.
And do some nonsense there. But now that they're in power, they should emulate what the former Prime Minister did with Cabot and go and address the one down in the south, which is called, what's it again?
DSH?
No, in Miku.
In Miku or La Paradero?
The parody.
That is not going to be addressed. That's been there almost 20 years.
That has been there. So they have the opportunity now to take the plan. But the other problem is it will be interesting to see what they're going to do with the DSH project. And finally, let us see if they have the strength to follow and go ahead with the cruise ship terminal. These are my concerns.
Well, let me say that. There's a lot of concerns.
I don't want to blame anybody because, I mean, there are a lot of intelligent people in the St Lucia Labour Party who can work out those things, and we'll take it there and see what they have to do. And
so, Michael, the vision of these developments was not the visions of the Labour Party. Those were visions of the Alan Shastney and the United Workers' Party. And we know we don't want to shy away from anything. The reality is the reality. We have seen the way these people operate. Those projects, like you just said, I would love to say continue. But knowing what these people stand for, I don't see them going ahead with some of the projects. I don't see, because they have criticized all of them. I mean, for argument's sake, you have a gentleman, and I know he's going to still be getting the Ministry of External Affairs.
Who is it?
The gentleman that called the investors a leech. He called them leeches. In the House of Parliament. Now, if he gets that Ministry of External Affairs, how would he be able to deal with investors? You know, anyway, I don't want to go down that road.
With 13 seats on their hands, a lot of people will be looking out for different ministries. They may have to cut up some of those ministries.
They may have to do that
to make sure the boys get a piece of the pie.
And then you have the two on the outside.
Correct.
The deal makers have to get their share too.
Well, I've already heard some rumblings where, because the Labour Party has 13 seats, they don't need either of them.
But that's
either of them.
But I'll tell you something, Sir Michael. We live in a society where things go out very quickly. These two people will not sit by and say, listen to me, I'm just going to sit and be independent parliamentarian. That's not going to happen. I'm not saying they're going to be enrolled into the government or into the cabinet, but these guys will have to find something.
I agree with you.
They will find something too. Because, I mean, why would you not send your own people into two constituencies to allow the guys to win it? You think that is for free? That is never for free. Anyway, let's continue. It is what it is. The guys have been sworn in today, and I wish all of them well. And not just because of them personally. I'm a guy that you could call me biased if you want. I am for this country. I've always said it. And the Labour Party is not my side. It has been proven to me over the last 30 years. Once they're in power, they try everything they can to see my back. So I am not one that is going to say, oh, Labour Party is this. No, I am about St Lucia. What do you think the coronavirus? You think it took a toll on this
before you go, remember the questions, Sir Michael. I just want to say something to one of my listeners, a guy I know well, and he listens to me. He said to me, Mr. Josie, now that the people have elected a dark-skinned prime minister, you have to take your word back that St. Lucians prefer a lighter color person to lead you. I say, well, my brother, one swallow does not make a summer, okay? But guess what? I will not mince matters. I respect the voters' decision. And I have never questioned. I contested about 7 or 8 elections in all. I won half and lost half. I've never questioned the voters' decision when I lost or when I won. So I think you're right. I probably owe you, if not everybody else who maybe didn't hear me, to take back my word, call it an apology if you want, and say, listen, I think at last, all of the messages and lessons during my Black Power days, it looked like it's sinking into the minds of even the people that were not there. So it's nice to see. I'm saying that and I'm laughing because it's nice to see that at least one person has taken me up on that. Okay? Forget about the light skin, coulette, that. Now we have a person whose complexion, I would say, represents the island. And I am saying to my friend who wrote this to me, okay, my brother, you have my apology. And I just pray and hope that things work out. And I've said on numerous occasions on this station that I've known Mr. Pierre longer than any other person in the government knew his father, I knew his brother and everything. So I've always wished him well. No, he's saying the person...
I understand, but I'm asking the question, why does that have to be something that this country has to have? If you have a light-skinned person as Prime Minister, it's the ability
but that's
of that
a good point. Notice I didn't make any excuse. I'm not even going there, Champagne, because the point I have made throughout my life in the forum, in the Black Power movement, is that when you as a black man feel empowered and you feel blessed by a divine heavenly body, say Jesus Christ, God, Allah, whatever you want to call that person, when you feel called and blessed that way, you don't have to bow to any man, whatever his complexion is. You know who you are, you know what you want to do.
A man is a man.
So a man is a man. And so the color should never matter.
Man is a man.
But of course, people tend to forget that Peter Josie, that is how he started his politics. That is what I still believe, that when you are confronted with a person, you have to believe in yourself to understand what the person is saying, once you understand the language, and to have the confidence that you can deal with this guy as an equal, whether it is Chinese, white, Caucasian, yellow, blue.
A man is a man, brother.
A man is a man.
A man is a man, and that's the way I see it. A man is a man, and the ability of a man to move a country forward, this is what I'm interested in. I don't care about his white, green, black, yellow, whatever color.
But I think all of those things, Champagne, sorry, Sir Mike, let me make this last. I think all of these things about the color thing has been manufactured deliberately and kept in perpetuity by one of our opponents in the radio station. I heard when they had a demonstration, in fact I saw and heard on television a woman all in red when they had a demonstration in October last year. We don't want no white man.
Black people, we is black people.
We is black, we is.
Yeah, we is.
St Lucia never say we is.
Yeah, we is black people.
I thought it was only Trinidadians who say that. We is black people.
We is black people.
We don't know what...
Yeah.
Peter Josie has never said that and will never say that. I will accept anybody that people throw up once the person is competent and the person can control and rule things.
Well,
to make us all sweeter, all right? The country sweeter.
What's his name? Earl Bousquet has a different view completely on the headlines today. He says, Pierre has what it takes to be the best Prime Minister St Lucia ever had.
But that is a foolish statement.
Never had. Never.
But that is a foolish statement because the man has not acted one day as Prime Minister. This is foolish. This is in a paper. This is in a newspaper.
But I mean, this is the person saying it. The person saying it is supposed to be a very experienced journalist.
But he cannot make a statement. That is too much of a positive statement. That has not happened.
No, I don't think it's that. He didn't say St Lucia ever had. He said never had.
It makes it even worse. What he is basically saying that we have never had someone like the man. This man has not acted as Prime Minister for a single day.
He's acted. But you don't understand the thing. This guy is a bad SLP support. Earl is our friend. You know Earl Bousquet well for years. But when Earl says that, you know what my mind goes to? Earl is giving Dr. Anthony some blows under his skin, under his belly. That's a big color behind Dr. Anthony. He includes Dr. Anthony's 15 years as Prime Minister in that. And I know friends of mine who would do the same thing. And I would tend to agree with Earl. Because I think the wasted 15 years of Dr. Anthony, I can't see how Philip Pierre could do worse than what Anthony did. I cannot see. I'm sorry. Can't.
Anyway, so Michael, the coronavirus, it was handled in a way that we got a lot of ratings from the outside world in regards to how it was handled. We had our young people on the various cruise ships all over the world. They were brought in, they were flown in, they were boat in, whatever. That was a plus. We had loss of life, but the Prime Minister handled it. $300 million was put together. You had the respiratory hospital. Everything was well taken care of, despite the fact that we had loss of life. There were loss of life all around the world. But still for that, the narrative that the SLP pushed in the fact of give the people the money. Give the people the money.
That was the call. That was it.
That sunk in.
Give the people the money. People do it roads.
I literally heard on a house sitting outside the House of Parliament, Ernest Hilaire, saying that the IMF just gave some monies again, so that money he's waiting to see the government give it to the people. And that resonated with the people.
But that's politics. That's just gutter politics, dirty politics.
But then it cost us an election. So what do you do in that regard, to Michael? Do you just how do you counter these things?
But you can, Champagne, because the politics is about the management of the economy. But you must never forget that is a political party machinery you use to get you there.
That is true.
So, if Alan Chastanet, former Prime Minister, did not give sufficient people perks and jobs and things, so that might be his problem.
I said something 2 days ago, and so Michael will remember.
That's politics.
So Michael will remember I said that to him personally. You don't safeguard 1 million to lose 1 billion. I'm going to say that again. Don't safeguard 1 million. I'm not blaming anybody. I want people to listen to that. Don't safeguard 1 million to lose 1 billion. That math is not good.
I've said what I had to say, and I say some of it here, and I'm not repeating it. But what I can tell you is in the early start of the Prime Minister's term, last term, Honorable Alan Chastanet, one of the things that I said, and other people said it too, is that the PR needed a lot to be desired, and he was getting blows from day one. But the Prime Minister, to his credit, I would say, was emulating Sir John Compton and working for the country, doing the infrastructure, doing the economy, bringing back the country. If he had not started that way, when the coronavirus hit us, half of us would be dead.
I believe that.
Half of us would be dead. Luckily, he had the management and the economic thing and the support team from the Ministry of Finance in place to handle this thing, and the people, even the people at NIC. Luckily, because there was no rule. Up to now, there's no law saying that the NIC must give money,
No.
He had to literally beg, ask the board of directors and the management of the NIC to help him out, to help the people out.
Even your own people could be badly influenced, and I beg them on this program every morning. I said, don't watch those negative programs. Don't watch the Creole program in the morning. Don't watch the Richard Fredericks program. But our people are in Roro. They like listening. They know it's not the truth, but they want to hear it. And I'll tell you what they want to hear.
Never do that.
Let me tell you what they want to hear. They want, if someone says, "Look, I buy champagne l'argent," so the other person that calls the program, they want to hear that person's view. So they continue to listen, and they have been pounded every day with lies.
That's
and
people
then
like
now
they like drama.
That's the drama. And then now, when they constantly keep hearing these things, as the UWPs now, they say, you know what, boy, that's too much. They themselves don't do anything about it, and they don't vote. They don't vote. So this is one of our problems for our people to continue to listen to those programs. They will never stop listening. I bet. And you know what they do, Sir Michael, hold your thought. They call me here. They listen to it, and they call me well upset. Something, my just done, I said, but I have warned you guys for listening to those programs. You should
quote the Bible for them. Tell them if the eye is a thing of temptation that will cause them to sin, pluck up the eye and throw it.
I warn them every morning, Brother Josie. I warn them. They listen to it, gets upset, and calls me in the next day. And they continue to listen.
I don't listen to any of the crap. Never.
Well, it costs us
as far as I'm concerned, my time, Champagne, even when I'm doing nothing and just relaxing or looking for something light to read, I can never listen to a guy who didn't go to school, who has no education, who can't teach me anything, and who I know would be lying because they're paying. I can't do that. If I do that, it will be a disrespect for all the work of my mother and father who sent me to school, all the blessings I've received from them.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Why should I listen to this kind of person? Why?
So, Michael, how much damage the Stephenson King issue did to our party, in your mind? Or did it do any at all?
That's a good question, because that question is divided, because a certain group of people think one thing and another group think another. However, don't forget, Stephenson King has been in politics for 35 years plus. And he has a following for a long time. He has his good qualities, which people respect. He's a listener. He speaks well. He goes out and he attends to his electorate, to his people. And there's a certain love for Stephenson King, okay? But I think the general public have not yet found out everything that transpired.
Right.
And I know in life, Champagne, there are three sides to a story. His, hers, and the truth.
His, hers, and the truth. That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Three sides, not two sides. Eventually, the truth will come out.
Yes.
The truth will come out. And whoever is guilty will pay a very high price. It may not be today, but it will be tomorrow.
Yeah. So here's what I think.
Yeah.
So the talk of corruption on Guy Joseph, every day, every single day, every program. And now you have a member of cabinet or colleague, if you will, of Guy Joseph coming out now and endorsing, listen to me, and endorsing or compounding the acts of corruption. The people that probably would not listen to the Richard Fredericks and the guys in the morning with the Creole program in regards to the corruption will say, you know what, these guys are just talking. But when you have someone from inside compounding that, Brother Josie,
but you know what? Yesterday I saw the news last night and I said to myself, boy, good for you, Prime Minister, people of the government. You have started, interestingly, there was security police, SSU.
Every building.
Not everybody, they showed 2 buildings where they were at Union, where Mr. King's office is, or was, and at the waterfront building there, the new financial center, where Guy's office is. So I said, that's interesting. So in other words, if there is any cocoa markery and Steve has information, letters passed and checks and things, so maybe they will find something there. And of course, they have been after Guy for the last, oh my God, 100 years.
Yeah, I've been after this guy. They found
but you know, I had to laugh, Champagne. I should not have laughed, but I had to laugh. And every time I remember it, I still laugh, right? They did not vote for Guy because Guy is this and that and that and that. My goodness. But I tell you, Champagne, the person they voted to replace Guy.
Can you believe it? It's laughable. It's laughable, eh?
Boy, I can only. I'm not saying a word again.
No, it's laughable.
If Guy,
it's laughable.
If Guy is how they call it, was all what they said.
It's laughable.
People really don't know. Boy, I better just keep quiet and shut up.
It's laughable.
Huh?
It's really laughable. Laughable.
You don't want Guy.
Yeah.
You don't want Guy, and that is what you vote to replace Guy, boy, you know, and even the party itself.
You know, I'll tell you something. When a person is elected in a constituency, why do you elect them? To improve the constituency. Give you.
Yeah.
I mean, when I saw what Guy Joseph did in this country, it is beyond any comprehension how this man could lose a seat. But I listened to a guy when I was coming this morning on what makes me mad. You know what his answer was? He said, it's all well and good to do those things in a community, but if you don't discuss it with the ordinary man as to what that is, it means nothing.
That is exactly what we were discussing. The ordinary man is not interested in St. Jude's. If he gets sick, they have to take him to St. Jude's. Correct. He doesn't care because they're not going to let him die on the street. But the reality of the ordinary man is what is happening with him.
In his pocket,
what
in
is
his belly,
happening with him.
In his pocket,
The guys are out there on Grass Street and they're out there on Riverside Road. You think they're listening to what you and I are saying this morning? No, they don't care. But they know on election morning, a guy shows up, they ask him for your ID. Is your ID valid? Yes. Are you registered? Yes. Here's $500. And they will be sincere to vote because they don't know.
No, they will work for that. Put it that way. They will work for that.
They will work for the $500. Let me give you the bell on that. I like the way you put it.
You know that the night that the Prime Minister lost the election, that on his way up, he went and picked up some people who got involved with a woman that I think her daughter died or she died. And
the girl that is behind.
And you know, right after that, he called Philip here and conceded and had a chat with Philip here. Now you see, with all what they did, the gentleman.
He's a man of class, Sir Michael. He's a man of class.
You know what I mean?
He's a man of great character.
But 5 years ago, Sir Michael, if you recall, Sir Michael, Champagne.
He walked away.
The campaign had already started, you know.
Correct.
Kenny walked away from him. He
5 years ago, the SLP had already started the campaign.
So Michael, in all fairness, you taught the man well. You brought him up well. The man of class, a man of great character. He's nothing like Kenny. Kenny refused to shake his hands even while he got back into Parliament. So this is a different individual. I believe, listen to me, I'm saying this morning, the 28th day of July 2021, Alan Shastney, if he sticks around politics, which I know he will. I know he's given it great consideration because this man is not just a sit-down, lazy kind of individual. He's energetic. Will be the Prime Minister of St Lucia again.
But not only that,
I'm telling you
have to remember that.
I told you in 2009, I'm telling you again in 2021, Alan Shastney will be St. Lucia's Prime Minister again.
But I forgot to say when I was reading what I wrote, that one of the things he has to do, though, and I hope he does it, is to offer his resignation to the party, the chairman of the party, because that's the rules. Once a party loses an election, and that is what party politics is about, he as the political leader, Prime Minister is gone, right? But as political leader, he must tender his resignation officially to the chairman of the party.
Is that in the United Constitution?
Let the people decide.
Let the party organize itself. The chairman and his executive will decide when to call a convention of the party, get all the constituencies together in one place, and let them choose a new political leader. If he wants, he can put his name back in the ring, and if he does, I think he will win.
Now, I don't know if that's in the Constitution. I maybe have not read that part, but I don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I have not read that part. So, but I am telling you, if Alan sticks around with St. Lucia's politics, he will. Let me say something. The man said we're building a brand new St. Lucia. I believe in my mind we did not push that as hard as we should have.
Shanghai, you pushed it, but you can bring a horse to the well, but you can't make it drink. You know, you said something earlier on. It doesn't resonate because that's not their that's not their prerogative. It's not their prerogative. Their prerogative is now for now.
$500. They want food for the day.
You know how many young guys that are sticking by the road? You know what they do by the Josie?
No.
They wait for a load of sand. They wait for a couple of blocks, as opposed to going to one of the resorts and even doing landscaping where they could earn for the fortnight $600. They don't do that. They wait by the side road if somebody has some wood to carry, some blocks, some lumber, and then they could probably give them $200-300 to share them on 3-4 of them. This is what the guys want. This is the lifestyle.
That's a bounce and draw thing.
So if someone, and I'm coming back to it again, if a political party on election morning comes with a bag of money and hands these guys $300, $400, $1,000 to go and put an X, you will not lose that vote.
Yeah.
And if there are 30, 40, 50, 60 of them, you cannot win. As opposed to a genuine St. Lucian that wants to vote for his country develop, you cannot outnumber that, Jamaica.
So you have to ask yourself, should one really waste their mind to put forward a manifesto?
You could ask yourself another question. Can one really waste their time developing St. Lucia?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, look at all what the Prime Minister did and look at what it came down to. He's out of office. And no one cares about all of the hard work. Well, not no one. The young boys on the street that voted don't even care. Yeah. If you go to Riverside Road now or Marshall or Bacatel, you see a group of guys right now. You ask them, what is going on with St. Jude? They'll ask you, where is St. Jude's?
Yeah.
They don't know.
It's not that bad, Champion. Come on. They'll ask you where is St. Jude.
Well, I probably exaggerate too much. But if you ask these guys, okay, the cruise ship port.
Yeah.
If you ask these guys, 9 out of 10 don't know what anything to do with cruise ship terminal. They're 9 out of them. They're not interested in
and
that.
And imagine, Champagne, in Florida.
This is sad.
In Florida, the cruise ship terminals employ 150,000 people, you know.
Can you believe it?
And say in St. Lucia, you will employ 1,000 people.
Yes.
You know what that will mean? 1,000 jobs? You know? And it's a continuous... well cut out from within, okay? Because there's a lot of decisions to make, yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and the three of us, we are all St. Lucians. We want to see our country develop, but I'm saying to you, there's another form of what has to be done in regards to our young people, and everything is about the young people. But we still do have a lot of young people that needs to be educated about this country. They need to be educated. So we're going to open up our lines today. Early. Yes, so St Lucia, if you
come back and
yes, exactly. Yes, St Lucia, if you'd like to call us, 4560931 or 4850931 is our WhatsApp number. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Champagne.
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing well. Broken a little bit, heartbroken, sad, but then I'm overcoming. All right?
Yes.
But, you made 2 points there this morning, and I want to discuss with you a little bit.
Okay.
Point number one, when you talk about the men sitting around, the young men sitting around and waiting for, people have the blocks and
yes.
And there's a need for these people as well.
Yeah, there probably is.
Also
yeah.
a need, there's also a place for them.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
So is that? Let me ask you. Hold on. Is that? Let me ask you.
What you said.
Okay, so hold on, caller. Give me a little minute.
Yes.
While what you're saying is true, there's a need for them because I have used them myself. But
yes.
is that all they can do?
No, that's not all they can do.
Because everyone wants to better their lives, caller, and everyone should be thinking to better their lives.
But in the moment that they do not have something else to do, I don't see a problem with that.
No, I didn't say it's a problem because I am telling you I have used these guys as well because I cannot carry anything up anyway. But I'm saying they should start looking at other ways to enhance their lifestyle.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's not argue about that.
No, we're not arguing.
The second one is when you talk about the listening to the other radio station or TV station or other persons having internet. Let me tell you something, Champagne. I've always disagreed with you and Mr. Botai when you all say these things. When people call the station and they said, I heard that on PJs program or I heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to listen to what they hear.
But why you get upset when you do listen?
Because you need now to come back and say, this, you need to do now the research and say, this is not the case. That is not true. Whether we want to believe it or not, I used to hear your program. Some people say they used to flip from listening to you and having to go and listen to record and having to go and listen. People went back and forth on the program.
Now I agree with you. What I'm saying, I'm not saying this. What I'm saying is they listen to the negativity and then they get upset about it. That is what the difficulty I'm having.
Yeah, that can happen too. You can get upset and say that is not true. What I know that Champagne is saying and the truth that Champagne is giving out, that is not true what these people are saying.
All right.
Let me tell you, Champagne, we have to be on the streets now defending this, and then we don't have privy to some of the information where you might be able to talk to Mr. George and we can tell you such and such. We may not, and then we have to be struggling to defend. And when we get to ourselves to a point where we cannot defend our backs against the world because we don't know what is the truth, then we decide, you see, me, I'm not going on.
So if you know someone is spreading a lot of propaganda on a program or they're lying a lot, you think you should continue to listen to that?
I'm not saying you have to listen, but en passant, you will hear something.
Yeah.
You will hear something.
All right.
I don't understand why you all keep saying you should not listen. You have to listen. Even you all have to listen so you can enlighten them.
Well, I'll say something to you. All right, darling. Thanks a lot. All right, bye-bye. My expectation on a program, if lies, I'm not going to listen to it. That's just me. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Good morning, Mr. Champagne.
Good morning to you, darling.
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Josie.
Good morning.
How are you? Okay there?
We're fine, thank you.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Right. Adia papa. Ko flabo pedla. When you are at your podila. Parce que nous avons tout en chaîne.
Oui.
Ça soukoun.
Oui.
Moi quand yon gouvernement travail wed en chaibano c'est ici c'est yon. De qui flabo qui loba qui amleba ko zot acide la moi hop zot bay tout jeunesse qui te kata bay flabo vient tout avayon parce que right now c'est ministère c'est mon te kata bay yo moi hop ko yo pas fait ko olion ko yo te ka fait chimé bay moun la oua les bay yo fait chimé bay moun et puis tête à l'air côté c'est moun la tiré de flambeau yo pas fait yo pas ni pour garder pour ça because imagine ministre avec ces monde qui te ka travail pour faire chemin pour faire tout partout yo pas te ka garder side là qui monde qui était là qui monde qui pas te side à yo en UWP et puis les bas parce que Flambeau te ka fait bail tout qui les bas qui pas te les bas il te ka fait bail tout right so right now moi hope ko yo assis là yo point right yo ba nous tout chez nous mais moi hope yo kay wan dese malheureux à quoi yo te parlé yon fait chimé ba yo ka regarder parti ya qui moun qui vote ba qui pas moun qui pas vote ba yo et puis c'est moun non qui pas travail ba
Hello là
moun kay yon travail pour feed famille yo pour payer bills yo right moi hope ko le ba si la qui sa garder c'est moun ça là pour pas faire tout entier c'est moun non because right now tout moun tout entier yo moi hope yo pas regarder pour pas baisser mon ça pareil au niveau baisser mon ça pareil qui est trop qui c'est mon niche qui c'est mon ani loyer qui c'est mon ani terre qui c'est mon qui progresse pour faire la vie pour famille mais hope yo kay wande c'est mon ça
OK
parce que où ça j'ai fait où j'ai donné fois là on de faire là yo fait aller bas faire là yo pas fini fait bon nous pas Flambeau pas regarder ça right so il faut aussi de hope yo ni pour rentrer tout ces monde là et ces monde là qui te dit maman qui pas ni niche qui au mort bagay ko ka là yo et c'est bon ces monde là moi hope yo kay wande ces monde ça là yo assis là
OK Doudou all right bel power oui merci darling all right bye bye beautiful hello good morning hello. Okay, so we lost this one. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, distinguished.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You're breaking up, caller. You want to relocate, maybe? Hello? All right, sorry about that, caller. I have to take another call because you keep breaking up. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Hello, don't listen to the radio. Talk to me. Yeah, good morning.
Yes, can I be put onto the show, please?
You are on the show, darling. You're live.
Live? Okay. Hold on.
Don't listen to the radio, darling. Just talk to us. We can hear you.
Champagne.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. The lady that was speaking there before the last one, she's so right. When the people used to talk about Frederick did something. You all always cutting off the people. Frederick is the
Well, I'm listening to you.
You all always used to cut them off.
Caller, wait a minute. Hold on. First of all, caller, hold on. Caller, hold on. If you're going to say something, you have to be truthful about it. I never cut off anyone. I don't do that. I'm not in the habit of cutting anybody.
I said on the station.
Cutting them about what?
About concerning about Frederick, concerning about Bush, when they call him Tucker. I remember Mr. Bush, I cut off the one. They called him Mr. Tucker because of the whatever he did in the United States. I remember Bush, I cut off the person. All these other things make you lose votes. And
so you said if a Labour Party operative calls in and talk about Mr. Frederick, that will make us lose votes. That's what you're saying?
No, but I believe Frederick did something. They take his passport, you should let the woman say what she has to say. As long as you go over the border to put you all in trouble, then you'll stop that person.
I guess that's why you were stopping them, because you don't want them to go into illegal.
I am supporting UWP. I'm from Marshall. I know you very well.
Yeah.
And I used to respect you all of what you all do, you all taboo, you all everything. But sometimes you all take an advice. You don't want to take my advice, but the thing about it is listen and analyze it and think of it. If it is good, you take it. If it's not good, you don't take it. That's all
right. Well accepted. Thank you, buddy. All right.
Okay.
All right, have a good one. For me, I don't know about
but sometimes you have
anyone.
to stop the callers because if they go too far, they can get you into legal trouble.
Exactly. I mean, your expectations with those radio programs, what can someone calling from a Yadi show or Richard Frederick show say to me here that could get any good information from? I don't understand it. It's very strange. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Champagne. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, sir. Good morning.
Mr. Jose, special good morning to you. Sir Alan, special good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much. Good morning.
Let me say off the back, my brother, I was very disappointed in the result. And also, let me say thank you all for the information that you fed St. Lucia with.
Yeah.
It's truly appreciated. Now, let me say this, okay? I've Mr. Shastny, Alan, I want him to just relax, just reflect, basically, and decide what he's going to do. I don't want him to just jump into making any form of decision right now, basically.
That's sound advice, Colin. Very sound advice.
I think St. Lucian, there's a lot of St. Lucian that love this man because you're going to see when he puts his posts, the feedback that he got. So it shows that there's a lot of people that love them. Also, his constituency, it shows that the people appreciate him. That's why they vote him back in to represent them in the House.
Yeah.
I know a defeat is not always easy to accept, but that's the nature of the beast. All right? Now, my thing basically now is for the United Workers' Party now to be rebrand themselves. They need to come back with a different mindset. You understand? Because if you realize from day one that the government, that the United Workers' Party won the election, the Labour Party was attacking them from day one. You understand? And now, I'm not saying that the United Workers' Party has to do the same thing, but I want you guys to, people like Champagne, Norbert, Dr. Secret, I know that they're disheartened and I know they're disappointed, basically, but I want, they have to be the mouth, the ears for the people. They need to continue to have that show.
Yes.
You understand?
Thank
you. You all need to continue, Champagne. Please.
Thank you, Colin.
I'm begging you.
Yes.
I mean, don't give up. I don't want to see you guys say, you know something, you're going to wait for another 2 years close to election. No. This is the time. You all need to continue to inform St. Lucia. Because if you realize, Champagne, the Labour Party had most of the media houses from day one, you know.
Yes, they did.
You understand? From day one, the Labour Party had an agenda.
Yeah.
You understand? You can say what you want about the Labour Party. When it comes to propaganda, and when it comes to mobilizing the people that have a so-called benefit, they will do that.
Yes.
You understand? I find that the flambeaus, they're too passive, they're too relaxed.
Yeah.
You understand? Basically. And even though the Prime Minister have a plan for the country, the Prime Minister lost this election, that's my opinion. He lost that election when Stephen King had a big part in the Prime Minister losing that election.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well said. Frederick. Well said.
Not Richard Frederick, because people have gotten tired of Richard Frederick stuff over and over, because Richard Frederick was just repeating himself over and over from the 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
You understand? But when Stephen King, then he brought in Bruce Tucker, then he brought in Prevail, then he brought in Janine Compton.
Yeah.
When all those people came in, basically, you understand? That's when the election was lost, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? The election was not lost 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before, you know, or 4 weeks before. You understand? Because you could have seen that Labour Party had no plan.
Yep.
They didn't have a vision. You understand? It was the same thing. You understand? And
Great contribution, brother.
Remember I told you, Champagne,
yeah,
that I remember I called you and I tell you, Champagne, the United Workers' Party cannot be pompous. You cannot sleep on them.
No, you said that, I remember.
Yeah, I told you that.
I remember.
I told you that. The rallies don't bring election.
No.
You understand? You
no.
see? And the other thing that if I have to criticize the party, if you permit me to.
Go ahead.
That thing that the United Workers' Party had, that flambeau thing they used to have on a Friday.
Yeah.
You understand? To me, that was unnecessary. They should not have that at all. I know it's entertainment for the best.
The flambeau Friday.
Yeah, that shouldn't be, because Friday, one of the reasons why
the young people
one of the reasons why, Champagne, some of the artists that was coming and perform, I wouldn't even let my daughter see those artists, because the way they used to get on so vulgar on national television, it should not have been. You understand? So that was one of the downfall. I was really disgruntled on that, basically.
All right.
overall, I want you guys to continue. I hope
are you going to help me financially, even if it's $5 to run this place, because it takes some money?
My brother, if you want, I can give you my number privately, and we can talk about it.
All right, my brother. Give me a call, 718-2991. 718-2991.
Okay, I'll call you.
All right, my brother. Thanks a lot. Right. Great contribution.
That's a good contribution.
Right. Thank you, caller. Beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Now, Champagne, before you take the other call, I just thought of something a while ago. You asked me about the guys on the block.
Yes.
What they're going to do. The Prime Minister, what did he do? He opened the call centers.
Yeah.
Okay. You have how many? At least 3,000 to 4,000 guys working.
Yeah.
Young guys. Okay. Now, what more could the former PM do?
Mm-hmm.
My brother, when you look at your partner, because some of those guys on the block, they have a brother who's down at the call center.
Yeah.
They see a guy getting well dressed and going to work and getting a salary.
Yeah.
Does anything resonate? What happens? I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What is your take on a thing like that? You have two brothers.
Yeah.
One on the block and one working down there.
Mm-hmm.
It brings jealousy. It brings jealousy. But then, at what stage will they wake up and understand? Look at me. The Prime Minister is trying to bring a difference in you to move you away from the block.
The friends of the block.
Yeah.
The one that works at the call center and the one that's on the block.
Yeah.
He is probably jealous of the one that's at work, but then he has a circle of friends.
Yes.
That hangs out with him with the rum drinking, and keeps him there.
Yeah.
He would love to get up from there, but the friends he maintains keeps him there.
Okay.
Yeah. That's another problem we have. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Champagne.
Good morning.
Morning, Champagne.
Good morning.
Morning, Samar, and morning.
Morning to you, madam. Morning.
Good morning.
I am, and I want to.
You want to relocate, caller? You're breaking up slowly. You want to relocate? Can you relocate your position because you're breaking up?
Yeah, I am going to do that. What it is, Champagne, is that I find it, for to take this thing in, all those things that after this,
you're not doing too well, caller. You need to relocate because we're not hearing you. Yeah, it's breaking up. Sorry about that, caller. You needed to relocate. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello. Okay, let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hey, Champagne. Hello.
Good morning.
Champagne.
Yes, sir.
Morning pour démissionner pour là.
Oui.
Respecter pour tous les droits.
Oui.
Moi dès que c'est mon qui a fait contribution là, dès que souffler, c'est pas on dit moi ça. Ça il fait le monde bien. Il aura fait tellement bon point, bon contribution. Mais le pas comprendre ça va dire bien quand on produit. C'est tellement bon paragraphe là qui quand on il va faire dire bah il va dire quand
oui, il va bien t'en ouvrir.
Il faut remplacer mon prend bon contribution depuis. En pile pas on aura dit faire ça si bon mon côté. Pas moi on sait pas la bota, mais il pas sortir via sur WhatsApp là.
Oui, OK.
L'autre là mon veut le champagne. À peine ça fait les bombardis, moi j'ai dit quand on vient on va finir je dois finir mais mon gars on a terre. Ça y est, est-ce que j'ai déjà pas là? Qui est-ce qui va parler on va finir? Ça y est, il y a des autres
oui.
Donc, mon gars, on a dit, qui est-ce qui a mis nous là où ça allait plus vite là?
Eh bien, il y a un niveau de nous, hein?
Ça y est, il y a des gens qui disent, on va quitter. Pour ça, il y a un l'hôpital qui a fait une découverte. Donc là, on me comme question, qui est-ce qui a comment j'ai pour finir plus vite là?
Belle question encore là.
Ouais, moi, vite, on là même.
Oui. Ok, ben. Okay, he's asking. He said the Labour Party said that they're going to be finishing St Jude, so he wants to know
which party what?
They will finish St Jude, so he's asking which one, if it was theirs or. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Or the one. Mike.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, sir. UWP est clé bas. UWP sorti full string. Et c'est pas vote, pas vote, and so on. Yo tout vote, yo pas pour dire où était la caillou. Ça qui fait la sauve, ou t'es qu'à voir ces cheval là qui dans la TV, hein?
Ah.
D'abord, c'est cheval ça qui met nous up. C'est pas pour du cheval ça. Et l'autre qui a pied noir joué. Ouais, moi, quand il veut WP, make sure pour regarder pourquoi. Ça, c'est même issue. Bah, c'est le bail pour tout ça. C'est cheval ça là. Toi, 4 semaines en l'air, quand c'est manière là. C'est ça qui fait nous perdre l'élection, nous quoi. Cheval là, pour tenir. C'est au parti bail. C'est le bas, depuis nous te juste pour travailler.
Oui.
Bon, juste pour nous travailler, juste pour nous pas gagner rien. Toujours, nous travailler pour nous prendre l'autre défaite pour nous être là. C'est ça que je voulais dire. C'est pour la commission ça a pas fait. C'est voler ça là.
Oui. Okay.
All right. Okay,
Which cheval is that he's talking about?
There was a race on the there's some comical stuff. Hello, good morning.
Hey, Champagne. Good
My
morning.
brother, good morning.
Right.
Yes.
Morning, Sir Michael and Mr. Joseph.
Morning.
Yesterday evening I looked for you, man. You disappeared on me.
No, I ain't disappear, man. Sometimes you have to take a little rest, you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's been a long haul.
Okay.
And last night, I tell you, last night was the first time that I have had an all-night sleep for a long time.
For 3 years.
Yeah, I was rejuvenated this morning when I got up.
Okay.
But you had a caller, I think about 3 callers ago, who was right on the money, Champagne. He was absolutely accurate. But I want to say something out there to the listeners of your show this morning. Do not despair. And I know a number of people have been wanting to hear me at 6 in the morning, but 6 in the morning for a while, sometimes you gotta take a little break. I haven't had a vacation in a while, in 2 years.
Especially after we lost an election.
Well, yes. But you have to regroup and come back.
Yes.
But the United Workers' Party is not dead.
No.
The United Workers' Party is simply reorganizing now. I mean, any party would do that.
Yes.
After an election where you've not won, you have to reevaluate what you've done. But I want to make a very categorical statement to all the listeners out there. And if anybody is honest, you will agree with me that the United Workers' Party did not lose the elections because they did not deliver. The United Workers' Party delivered, and they delivered well, very well. And if we are honest with ourselves, we can look throughout St. Lucia and throughout the realm of what the government had to do for the people of St. Lucia and realize that for education, the government delivered. In fixing unemployment, the government delivered. In COVID times, more than anything else, this government delivered. Where it came to taxes and the burden on the people of St. Lucia, this government provided significant relief by reducing VAT, by cutting down on the burdensome fees and charges that were raised by the previous administration. That's a fact.
It is.
I don't want to become too heavily political this morning, but those are the facts. And the facts refute any statement to the contrary. But what we have to realize as well is that too many people are simplistic and for the now.
Yes.
And for the now. And the reports that we have gotten out there of money flowing and the videos that have surfaced about that is very troubling and very concerning. However, I want all of the people who listen and have continued to listen to our voices over the years, do not despair. You know for a fact that the United Workers' Party delivered and delivered well.
That's right, my brother.
But I want to reiterate once again that regardless of whether it's the United Workers' Party, regardless of whether it's the St. Lucia Labour Party, and we have to keep it real, we must be real with ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we are all St. Lucians. And if the United Workers' Party did well, it did well for the people of St. Lucia. If the St. Lucia Labour Party does well, it does well for the people of St Lucia. And what I want to stress is that whenever the campaign is over, the party that forms the government should simply become the government. And that all that we see is that St. Lucia is moving ahead. But sadly, the politicization of everything in this country has to be looked at. It has to be looked at. And when I said that the United Workers' Party delivered for St. Lucia, then we also have to confront when I said that we did not lose for delivering or not delivering, then we have to consider why. What was out there? Were the lies and the propaganda overwhelming? Were they in your face so much that the people believed the lies and the propaganda? And I will reiterate that the United Workers' Party did not lose for not delivering. They delivered. So we have to ask ourselves, what did the SLP win on? That's the question. What did they win by? What did they give the people of St. Lucia? What did they campaign on which caused them to win? And we all have to be very honest about it. The major push was corruption. That was the story that they packaged and sold to the people of St. Lucia. And that is the story and the package that Stephenson King sold to the people of St. Lucia. Whoever they pointed fingers at, whatever they said, and they've said it over and over again, and we know the stories. The question I have, and I will ask the people listening to consider, is where is the evidence to support these allegations? I don't care, you can say whatever you want over and over. That's fine. But where is the evidence? The points that have been put out. You lost, that's it. But we have to examine the honesty of it all. Where is the evidence? And we've heard these allegations of corruption for a long time. Where is the evidence? Where is it? And that is what people need to ask. The elections have been closed and St. Lucia moves on. But we must keep it real with ourselves and be honest. Corruption? Really? I will be the first one to tell you that nowhere, anywhere, that anybody is perfect. In fact, the people who tout the Bible and those who want to use Bible verses to protect actions of others, they must also consult that very same Bible and admit that it also says, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. But in all of this, again, I ask, where is the proof of the corruption? Where is the substantiating points in all of the allegations that have been made? I am not concerned about the emotional side of things and all of that, about Cabot lands and the stupidity of those arguments, because the facts belie those allegations. Cabot lands, number one, and I'm just using that as an example, were private. They did not belong to the government. They were not crown lands. It was private, and they have been private property for a very long time. The NIC, as constituted and supported by the law in St. Lucia, by virtue of the NIC Act, says that the NIC can invest the money of contributors in a number of ways. And one of those ways of making money for the contributors to pay their benefits is by giving loans to which interest shall be charged. That is exactly what was done to Cabot. So how is that taking St. taxpayers' money or St. Lucian's money and giving it away to foreigners?
Well,
that is absolutely false.
Well, they have heard all of that. I'll tell you that before, and they'll continue to tell you. We've heard that.
The narrative is that was corruption, and that was taking people's money. And that is all part of the fake news and information that was put out there. But nevertheless, don't let me hijack the show.
And Colin, the people that were doing it were qualified people, educated people, people from what I would call decent families. You know?
Out there knew better.
They knew better.
But
people of influence.
When you know better and you want to feed people that, it is clear that you believe that the people of St. Lucia are stupid. And that you can feed them whatever nonsense you want for politics' sake, and that they will swallow it.
All right.
That in itself is, though all right, me champagne there this morning. I'm not tolerant to that. They give me a break.
Well, I am giving you. I was about to ask you, are the people going to hear you on the program in the morning because you have all that time?
Well, they will hear me. They will.
I give you 2 more minutes, my friend.
Okay, I'm not going to take that much.
Beautiful.
I'm not going to take that much.
All right.
But everybody is a little antsy. Everybody, a lot of people are irritated. A lot of people are sad. A lot of people are down or whatever. But I want to say on your show this morning, hold your heads up. Hold your head up. All is not lost.
No.
It was never lost before. The UWP has come from defeats and moved forward, and we will do it again.
That's right.
So I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I will continue to be with the people of St. Lucia. We will speak about the issues, and it does not necessarily have to be politics all along, but we continue to be here for you, and I know that the fan base out there is always tuned in, and stay safe, be strong, we're still here.
Well said, my brother. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right, yes, that was the man, brother. No, but he didn't tell me if he's coming in tomorrow morning. Hello, you've been holding on for a little while. Good morning.
Yes, I have been. It's a
Sorry about that, darling. That's okay. You on now?
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. People, Guy Joseph's constituency, it's from therefore down to Goodland, and all the way to Bexar, Cul-de-sac, and whatever.
Forest, yes.
So why is it when I went to vote on Monday, and I went to, because I live in Goodlands, I went to sign, Guy Joseph's name was not on my ballot. It was Hilaire and Johannes. Why was that?
Really? Because the road divides. What part of Goodland do you live at?
Listen to me. I've always voted Guy Joseph.
Yeah.
The same address, the same place I've lived all my life. This time I went to vote, it was not Guy Joseph's name was not there.
Wow.
They were telling me I had to vote for Hilaire or Bertram. Why is that? Why was it changed?
I don't know, caller. If you said you voted the same area all the time, I don't know why. I cannot. There's no way I could answer that.
That's what I don't understand. So if that's the case here, everybody who voted on that section, Guy never got their vote.
Okay.
Guy never got their vote.
I see what you're saying.
Guy never got their vote from Therefore all the way down to Goodlands. That's supposed to be Guy on one side and Johannes on the other side.
That is right.
Yeah, so it's Hilaire and Joachim. But it wasn't there. Guy was not there. It was between Johannes and Hilaire.
Did you query that? Did you query that to the presiding officer, caller?
Oh, I queried it. I queried it. And you know what they said to me? Oh, it's the same party. It's the same party.
What?
No, it's not the same. Even if it's the same party, it's not the same person I'm voting for that I've voted for all of these years.
The officer told you that is the same party?
Yeah, the fellow that was in some kind of bluish, like like the police officers wear, and then on the yellow.
Yes.
This guy had a blue and white one on.
Maybe the presiding officer.
Like one of the, pardon me?
It's probably the presiding officer, maybe.
No, they're functionaries. Yeah, functionaries were dressed that way.
Okay. It's the same party. Wow. That's not the answer you were looking for.
No.
No, that's not the answer, because I know that Hilaire has been there a lot longer than Johannes.
Yeah.
So I know Hilaire's seat is secured. But guys, some of the people that Guy normally vote for Guy didn't get a chance, because it all looks like all Guy's votes went to Johannes. And that's not what we were voting for. So that could be why Guy lost his seat.
Yes.
Well, we make some inquiries and that will come back to you, caller.
All right, we'll have to look into it.
Much.
All right, darling. Thank you very much. Yes. That if what she's saying is accurate, that is not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is not good. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Josie.
Good morning,
Good morning, Mr. Josie.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Michael.
Morning, dear.
Good morning, Campaign.
Good morning to you.
I just want to say that I was heartbroken over the election.
Yes.
But I'm getting over it.
Slowly.
And there's just something that I think Champagne needs to address. The fact that you tell people that they should not listen to this other channel.
No. Now, this is misinterpreted. No, hold on, caller. I never said don't listen. I said, why do you listen and get upset and in the morning call me and said that you were really upset about something you heard? I could never tell someone don't listen to the television set. What I kept saying is, why do you listen, gets upset and call me in the morning and quarrel? If something agitates you, why are you continuing to listen to that? But I never said to anyone, this would be rude of me to say to you, don't watch your television set. That would be very rude. I continue to say, don't listen to programs that get you upset. And I put it in my introduction song every morning. Desiderata, it says, avoid loud and aggressive persons, it angers your spirit. That is why I play that song every morning. But I never said don't listen to the program.
I agree with you.
Yes.
I agree with you totally, but I agree with you. I agree with you. Yes. I don't want to listen to them either.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is this strategy does not work.
Okay.
Because this is what the Labour Party used to win the election. They used these people to win.
Yes.
Because you would be surprised at what was being said on these channels.
Yeah.
You would be surprised.
Yeah.
And if you speak to the people of St Lucia, they actually believe these things.
Yes, they do.
So you guys need to listen to them. You need to listen to them. And then you need to come back and prove to the people of St. Lucia that these things are rubbish.
Okay.
Because they believe it.
I agree with what you said.
They believe every single thing they hear on this channel.
Yes.
I see the gospel truth.
I see your point,
If you interview the majority of solutions, they believe these things.
Yes.
It is I was just shocked when I speak to solutions and they tell you they believe these things.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
I see the point you make.
I personally don't want to listen to them, but I think the strategy needs to be changed.
Caller, let me say something to you. You're 100% right.
Yes.
It is something I've seen over the years. And what I have found out as a citizen of St. Lucia, we at this station have debunked all of that. But when the Labour Party gives a false news, it seems to stick. And they just believe it over and over and over. But we have to find a way. But it's not easy because you have to give credit where it's due. The Labour Party are incredible when it comes to propaganda. They get the first prize over and over again. We have tried and tried and tried. I myself have gone through what you have. There are people that call me and tell me things. And I say to them, and they say, but that's not what I heard. And they just seem to believe the nonsense. But your point is well taken.
Exactly.
Because, caller, it's also that, Sir Michael, the thing is being repeated and repeated by different people and different programs.
Yes.
Sometimes they have a conversation between two people and repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
So they hide from different angles. So at the end of the day, say, boy, that might be true.
Yeah.
And you have about 4 stations that don't pass on our information. They just give out the information, and they have those individuals whom I'm not going to describe who and what they are, but over and over and over and over, pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding. And you take the one independent candidate who was getting information from within the government, confidential information, for how many years, and we now found out where that information was coming from.
Yeah.
And feeding the public with it, feeding it. And you know, the thing is this, 2 wrongs don't make a right. You cannot really go and do the nonsense that they were doing, but unfortunately, they penetrated the airwaves with all that disputed material.
Exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. And this strategy made Prime Minister Alan Chastain lose the election. Yeah. And I want Champagne and them to be aware of that.
Yes, darling, I agree.
You need to listen to what's going on. You have to listen. And then you now have to present the truth to St. Lucia.
Amen.
This is a strategy that you guys need to try to use.
I agree.
Because these other channels are really pulling the people. They are really pulling the people.
All right. Thank you, Colin. How is New York?
Okay, so thank you.
She's calling from New York.
Yeah. All right. Have a good day. Yeah, I have so many people calling from the diaspora. Let me say a special good morning to our beautiful people in the diaspora. Look at my list here from France, Netherlands, and Tiggy. Look at that. It's all packed.
Wow.
This is all people from the diaspora. Look at that.
Yeah.
All beautiful. Very nice. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning to
morning,
you.
Morning, Champagne. Morning, Mr. Michael.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Josie.
Hi, good morning to you.
Champagne.
Yes.
I want you to ring the big bell for that lady who just called there. The big bell, the biggest bell we have.
Yes.
Champagne, if St. Lucia has 10 media houses, 9 of them were spreading propaganda and lambasting the government.
Yes, it's true.
The Labour Party had them under control. Plus, social media. They had so many different shows. And then we say we're not listening. We have to listen because we have to come back and debunk the stupidness they're saying.
Yes.
St. Lucians, we know it's a truth. I'm not saying putting my St. Lucians down. We like row, we like propaganda.
Yeah.
We listen to the row and the propaganda before we listen to the truth.
It's true. It's true. And
and
some of us listen.
when the same things over and over and over and over, it tends to sink in our brain because I had a job.
Are you there?
Thinking a lot of how the government do this, and I explain to them this is not what happened. And this business of Flambeau want to say, oh, let them talk. We're not listening. We have to listen because okay, you're going to say the enemy coming at you, so you'll turn your back on enemy. You can't. You have to know all strategies, know all what they're planning. And this is where we went wrong. Because a lot, again, the 40%, I don't like to use it, but we know a lot of the people speak patois, and they had a lot of that patois station they have, the UOD, or they call it. These people were ponging things in the nation's head, ponging things. And Champagne, the little thing you're doing there in at Sky, it went a long way, but it could not conquer all the negativity that was coming from all these media. I used to watch these media. I don't want to be too long. I used to watch different news and things on this, and you could actually see the biasness in the reporting of the reporter, the reporting that some of the e-polls they would have.
Yeah.
You understand? You could see all the biasness.
Yeah, the e-polls was
and
one.
we have to come. You see that the next 5 years, we have to make sure we have things under control.
Yes,
because
Colin,
when it comes to social media and the media, we have to be on top of these things.
I agree, Colin. Well,
yeah, you know,
thank you very much.
I'll give you the bell for yourself. I'll give you the bell for yourself.
Yeah, I want to respond to the caller on one thing here. The caller is 100% right.
I listen on air.
Okay,
darling.
All right. The caller is 100% right.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the deed has been done. But I'll tell you something that the headmaster said when I was at college. When he caught a guy copying, he called him aside. He said, there was something, and when we were doing French, they give you an essay to write, and you can go to something called the key book to make sure that you get it correct. In other words, you have the French translation and the English translation. So you had to sit your exam, and you had to do it in French or English. And the headmaster said to the guy, I want to tell you one thing. You see that key you're using there today by cheating? When you're ready to open a door to get a job, it's going to be a false key.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And that is what is going to happen to the Labour Party today. Because all what they have done and the criticism they have leveled against the current Prime Minister, now they have to go and prove with the right key to open those doors for those projects to go. Let us see what's going to happen.
I like that. I like that very much. I like it. I like what you just said there. Very well said. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Champagne.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah. Let me just say something. Mr. Just, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
The Mr. Shafi is that to make it Russian people don't like to go forward. We can fight. They don't like St. Lucia to go forward. They want to see St. Lucia look like you open the two doors, the two windows, the same one put the crossbar in it. That's what they want to see in St. Lucia. Okay, now, the Prime Minister lost the election, and he left some project in for the Labour Party. When the Labour Party finished this project, it will be 5 years. And the manifesto, what they put on the manifesto, will not, they will not work on that. They have to work on what the Prime Minister left for them to do. Okay? Now, that project will be the United Workers' Party project. Okay, they finish. Okay? Now, what they will tell St Lucia, the government don't have no money there for them to do any project. Is the government project they have to finish.
That's the first thing they will say.
Okay? You know? The problem I see is that, as Mr. Shastin said, you cannot bring the cow by the water, make the cow drink water. Okay? St. Lucia don't like to see St. Lucia go forward. They like, oh, give me $1 there. Oh, give me 50 cents there. Give me $1 there. They don't want to move forward in St. Lucia.
It has been that way a long time.
But don't worry yourself. Yes, don't worry yourself. There's some government to take out. That's some government. They will call, please, bring that government back. You know, for them.
Amen. All right. Thank you, caller.
I give them 2 years. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. From Canada, he said the same government they removed is the one they will beg for. Hello, good morning. We will take another 2 calls. Hello, good morning. Hello? All right, so we lost this one. We're going to take this one. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, family.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Shasta. Good morning, Mr. Josie.
Good morning, my brother. Morning.
I thought we were the family you were talking about. We answered you already. When you said good morning,
me,
family. Oh, you, Champagne is family. So we are not family, right?
Yes.
I'm only pulling the next caller. Don't worry about me.
Let me tell you, Champagne, in all time you voted in St. Lucia, you ever see that kind of burnt of ink in your life?
It's still on my finger, black like crazy. Look at Sir Michael's finger.
Terrible, yeah.
Black.
I'm going to have to cut off my finger.
Did you ever see that?
I've never seen that before. I never saw it.
All right, well, leave it there.
A lady called earlier. She said you use something called concrete cleaner to get it out.
I tell you, leave it there because you never see that kind of ink in your whole life every time election been happening.
Never.
Just leave it there.
Yeah. All right. Okay, my brother. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Michael and
We could barely hear you. You want to speak up a little louder, please?
Good morning, caller, yes.
Morning.
Hi, good morning to all.
We could hardly hear you. You want to speak up just a little louder?
You can hear me now?
A little better.
Okay. I said I'm still happy and seeing my hospital is working.
Hello?
You hear me?
What did you say?
I said my hospital is still working.
Your hospital?
The hospital, the workers are still
Oh,
working.
yes, definitely. The workers not stop. I don't think they will stop it. They should not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that.
Thank you, darling. All right, beautiful.
Okay, well, Mr. Champagne, that's it, my brother.
All right,
Yeah,
so
I just wanted to say something before we leave. I wanted to mention this.
phones are lighting like crazy. Go ahead.
But it slipped me. Someone said, Champagne, to me, in fact, more than one person said to me, they believe there was a lot of little petty jealousy in the last elections. Like if somebody got a small contract from the government and his neighbor didn't get, so they would vote against the representative just because of that. Or if somebody got a couple sheets of galvanized to cover their roof, right, and the neighbor or somebody else had asked and didn't get. I don't know how true it is, because so many people got so many benefits, but somebody insisted that there was so much little jealousies that people voted. If they feel that this guy is telling you morning, your parliamentary representative always speaks nice to you and they don't say much to them, jealousy ensues and they don't vote for the parliamentary representative.
Yeah. Callers, unfortunately,
This is too petty. I can't.
it's very petty. We have come to the voting day. The
voting.
calling periods, caller, and the phones are still going on. We would like to apologize for that. So, Michael, any last words?
Yeah, well,
You want to tell the people you will be back next Wednesday?
Yeah. Sorry?
You want to say to the people you will be back next Wednesday, God willing?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And you know, I want to say to St Lucia, thank you for all your cooperation, and we also appreciate all your comments, especially the last lady that called from New York. She's right on target, and it is something, you know, which has to be done, but something which is not our way of doing things, because that's the wrong way. But unfortunately, all those individuals, I heard E.T. talking yesterday afternoon, and he said that 30 of them were lining up to get their little jobs now for all the people who passed out all that bogus information. So they're coming out and UOD and all that kind of thing.
They're coming to get paid.
Well, God bless them all, you know, and but it's really not the right way to go. But unfortunately, that it is what it is.
It is what it is in St Lucia. All right.
Till next Wednesday, I hope you will be here. Thank you so much, Champagne.
Yes,
Bye.
Thank you. Your last words, Brother Peter, you have...
Yeah, well, I've said what I had to say, Champagne. I just hope this is a positive development for St. Lucia. And I'm happy to see, although that was never my intention, that the people hopefully will accept the fact that we have somebody who is not matching the light skin kind of thing, you know. Because you'd be surprised the thing that sticks in people's minds. But guess what? I have taught people, including my children, don't deal with people on the skin tone, deal with them on the content of their character.
That's right.
And you give them the opportunity to converse. You converse with them. And if you are going to negotiate something, don't be afraid to stand with the best in the world once you are prepared to do a good job. Right? So I hope we can move forward. I mentioned the name of a person I would like to see the Prime Minister choose to be close to and to advise him properly. And we'll see what happens, because we're not going anywhere. One thing I know for sure, you can never build a strong country on lies and on disinformation. And today, America is going through the process of looking at January 6th, what happened. And I agree 100% with the people that are trying to get to understand what happened. You cannot lie to people, cause them to go and try to stop the vote, and hope that a mighty country like America can change course just because one man didn't win elections. You cannot do that. And I hope St. Lucians are watching this and understanding the power of information, correct information, the truth, and of knowledge. That is what we need. We need the truth. We need knowledgeable people, not to report this propaganda of corruption, 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 corruption. The people that were saying corruption the loudest, I just listen to them now, and I want to hear what they will say when they see any sign of corruption in this new administration, because there will be. Don't forget, we are men, we are all sinners, we all fall short of the glory of God.
Amen.
So all of those who are shouting corruption, 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 I'm actually... God has blessed them in a way that Guy is not around for them to point at Guy, right?
Yes, and he said that last night.
But you know what? I didn't hear him. But you know what? I don't know if what we have replaced him with will turn out to be any better.
Thank you.
But we wait and see.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hope to see you next Wednesday, God willing.
God willing, I'll be here next Wednesday.
Thank you. All right, Senator, we've come to the end. And let me say a special good morning and a special thank you to our beautiful people out there in the diaspora. Look at all of you. I have a lot of Antiguas. I have a lot of Canadas. I have Anguilla. United States top the list. I have a lot of the U.S. Virgin Islands. We have the U.K. We have Puerto Rico. We have Canada. Nicaragua. Wow, somebody's up there listening in Nicaragua. We have a lot of Martiniques. We have Antigua and Cayman Islands. We have a lot of people over there in the diaspora. More Puerto Ricos. French Guyana is there. Good morning to you. We have Saint Martin and Saint Martin. We have a Grenada. We have, who else? We have a lot of British Virgin Islands. Again, we have Canada. Let me ring the bell for you. And this one is the big bell. And I'm going to ring it for you. And it tells me that even if we have lost the elections, you continue to support, you continue to listen to us. We want to say thank you very much. Let's hope that the Sky FM is able to stay on the air. I've gotten some text messages, personal text messages that say, let us know what you need, Champagne, to continue to run the station. And I'm really, really appreciative of that because we do need some finances. So for those of you who are interested, you could give me a call because at the moment I'm the manager of the radio station and we need to run it. And it was being financed a little bit by some, a little bit with the business people that was in support of the party. But you know, when you lose an election, the money is spent, and I don't think monies will continue to come in that manner. So if you could contribute to stay on, we have to pay those antennas on the hill. That is not cheap. We have the electricity bill. We have a lot of payments to make. So if you would contribute in some manner, you could give me a call. As always, 718-2991 is my number. Or give Dr. Secret if you have his number, or ring the bell. Any one of the guys, they will get through to me and we'll be happy for your contributions. This radio station is here to stay. By the grace of God, we ask him for his blessings on it, and I know he will continue to bless it. So my time is up. I have not gone to the airport in 3 weeks, and today is going to be the first day. I know I'm going to be taking my blows as always when I move out in public for losing an election. I've always gotten blows when we lose, but I'm used to that, so I'll be able to handle it. So thank you very much once again for tuning in. The Man ET will be coming up at about 1 o'clock, and I will get in contact with Dr. Secret. I don't know if Dr. Secret will be able to be on. So let me say thank you, and you have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.